just exited the Nether at a really random spot.
Where are you?
Yeah, every time I go through the, like, I'm on the Nether roof, and then I go through the portal, and then it brings me to another place in the Nether. But I might just be, like, glitched at some place, some really random place.
Alright, just stay there. Oh. Hey, man.
Hello?
Alright, I'm here. How you doing?
So I went through this. Or no, I went through... Wait, I'm so confused.
Let's dig through the wall.
Which wall?
Any wall.
What?
Oh man, look at that.
Damn it, bro. Oh my gosh, you got me so good.
Welcome to the Storage HQ. It is mostly a functional build floating up in the air. You're currently watching the second iteration of the Radder YouTube channel. The name of this build comes from the first Radder channel where I built a storage headquarters in my Radland World video series. In the center of everything, this is the organization station. There are working chests, crafting tables, ender chests, stone cutters, anvils, water sources, beds, AFK rooms, quick shulker box grab chests, food and firework storage, and behind there are some dupable flowers. Underneath all areas of the floor, if I accidentally broke a block, there is obsidian to catch it so it won't fall all the way down. Floating above the organization station, there are 4 nether portals. Here is a view of the nether side. The overworld nether portals are encased in a decorative quartz build. Above the portals, on top of the quartz, there is an iron farm. There are 110 double chests to store iron ingot drops. If a comparator is on, that means there is iron in this row. Iron golems die in that kill chamber there. All of their drops go into those hoppers, which then get fed into 2 different item filters here. One for iron ingots and one for poppies. The iron gets sent below, but any poppies get dispensed into lava. Here is the area where the iron golems get spawned. Roughly 16 iron golems a minute will be spawned here. Lightning strikes will turn villagers into witches, breaking the iron farm, so use lightning rods to stop that from happening. I transferred all of the villagers from the villager farm. The design I'm using for the new iron farm comes from episode 5, the original iron golem farm. If I wanted iron before, I would have to AFK here, but now I get iron ingots as a sort of passive income from just being in my storage area. Above the entire build, there is a circular anti-snow and anti-lightning strike glass roof. Whoa. Just past the organization station, there are some trapdoors here which you can close to enter the safest room V2. This place is inspired by the original safest room that was built over here at the storage room I was using prior. The idea was if I had to get up quickly from my computer, I could just run in here and I'd be safe. It ended up just becoming a massive random room with a bunch of stuff in it. Like, you got 1 earplug, some redstone stuff, random signs. It kind of turned into a room for my friend Julian. At the beginning of the video, I pranked him with a custom-made nether biome that looks like the real thing. It's a bit of a fall, but there are hay bales here which reduce a lot of fall damage. There are 3 different checkerboard floor patterns, a 2012 Uber Minecraft God Shop, a ring of rainbow carpet and glass. Above there's the opposite, grayscale glass. Everything is lit up so I can jump in here and AFK quickly. Even further, there are 7 absolute safe rooms. In the center, there is a bunker. This is the bunker. However, if you were Dexter113, you'd crack this open like a can of soup. These levers activate pistons, which will lock you in the room. And this is a lodestone. I just got this. This is the first time I did this. This lodestone is aligned with the very center of the build. If you right-click it with a compass, the game has a mechanic that will give you a unique compass that will always direct you to this lodestone. You can see out, but you cannot see in. There's a couple decorative redstone contraptions, a message board, some ladders that will take you even lower. They lead into a mirrored room. I like to call it as above, so below. A few small fun builds, and 4 soul sand bubble streams to take you out. There are 8 enchantment tables. This is the emergency area. If I die out in the world and I respawn here, I quickly run over to these chests, grab what I need, and retrieve my items before they despawn after the 5-minute timer. There are 4 sets of ladders that will take you inside of the foundation. It's lit. 4 black beacons in the corners providing 6 different effects. And now onto item sorting. On all 4 sides, there is a straight section labeled with crying obsidian above. There is a total of 800 item sorting slots. I am sorting commonly used items, wooden blocks, leaves, rainbow colored blocks, redstone related blocks, stone blocks, sand blocks, gravel and dripstone, prismarine blocks, nether blocks, light source blocks, brick and clay, deep slate and blackstone, end dimension blocks, natural items and blocks like crops and plants, a few miscellaneous items and mob drops, glass, quartz, ices, snow, amethyst and bones, soil blocks, sponge, honey, slime, and at the very end I'm sorting valuables. Real ones know why there is no deep slate emerald ore here. When the redstone lamp underneath the chest is on, that means the chest above is full. There are ice and obsidian pathways between the chests, with an AFK room in the centers. Above the player, there are some quick crafting tables, stone cutters, ender chests, and anvils. If you don't have an elytra, there are ladders that you can take to get up and also to get on top of the chests. All around, there are 32 maintenance doorways to get to the redstone behind the chests. There are two things going on here. This is the hopper line carrying all of the items until they find their slot into an item sorter. If there were incoming glass blocks and this count came to 42, the item would go back down to 41, filtering into the chest there. The item sorter aspect is everything at this obsidian level and above. The other aspect is this redstone lamp redstone. Whenever there is an item in this hopper, it will activate this comparator, deactivating this redstone torch, deactivating this sticky piston, which raises this redstone block, activating these 3 repeaters, which go into the redstone lamp here. This is as compact as I could make it. The only way lower is to do something like this. There are 8 sections of decorative trapped snow golems. They create snow layers, and underneath there are sea lanterns constantly trying to melt the snow. There's 4 circular corner sections. This is the first one. This is where all of the items get initially put into the storage system. When I complete a build, I bring all of the extra items back over here, and they're always randomly mixed together. I would just take them out, put them in these chests, and they start getting filtered into the storage system. If I don't feel like manually unloading shulker boxes, there is a hopper floor here that will do it for me. I have had to expand these hopper floors because I have transferred all of the items from the old storage room to this storage room. Right now there are items zigzagging through the storage room, getting automatically put into their designated sections. This is the end of line. Any overflow or unfilterable items will come into these chests here. Also in this corner is the unstackable section. At the beginning of the line, if you build a redstone circuit like this, you can filter out unstackable items. They come down here, so things like shulker boxes, minecarts, shears, buckets, you can see they don't stack. Everything like that gets put into here. I then have to take the items out of the chests and manually sort them into these chests. In the second corner, there are 2 auto furnaces. They both have a switch will turn on carpet dupers that fill the furnaces with infinite fuel. Whatever items you have in your inventory that you want to smelt, put them in these chests and they will be smelted. Underneath, this is where all the smelted items will go. In the third corner, there is a bamboo farm and a sugarcane farm. Both farms function the exact same way. When a sugarcane or bamboo plant grows and reaches that observer, it will activate redstone behind, pushing these pistons, and sometimes the bamboo will land in those hoppers. Sometimes bamboo will land on the grass blocks and not be collected. However, I'm always gonna be in this area and this farm will just be running in the background, and even with the loss, I will still have enough bamboo for my needs. I'm using the sugarcane farm also as a firework farm. I have a few shulker boxes ready, a double chest and a few here, extra storage for paper and gunpowder, and over here is the fourth corner. I have built a new rainbow carpet farm and all of these chests are full. There is a 4 type rail farm and all of these chests are full. I have one of each of the villager blocks in case I need them. There is a string farm and all of these chests are full, and also a triple snow farm. The triple snow farm works like this. There are 3 hopper minecarts underneath. Walk inside, get your diamond shovel, get the angle just right, and yeah, there you go. The carpet farm, the rail farm, and the string farm are all automatic. Set up a little mechanic like this for the string farm, flick that lever, and string will start duplicating. For the rail farm, flick this lever. Here is a top view, you can see rails are duplicating. For the carpet farm, flick this lever, and carpet will start duplicating. Over here there is a fancy firework crafting station, and just behind I have prepared a brewing area. There are 11 stations for 11 unique potions. Nothing in the item frames yet. All of my items are all over the place, still getting sorted into the item filters. Once I have access to my items, I'll fill these item frames and this will be done. And all over the place there are base banners, directional signs, crafting tables, ender chests, anvils, and quick AFK rooms all around the place. A circular ring road wraps all around. Decoratively, this build is based off the shape of a stereotypical UFO. It curves downwards as the design reaches closer to the center, and at the center there is a green beam me up soul sand bubble stream glass tube. This build is floating and I always have an elytra, but if for some reason I didn't, I still have access to get into it here. Yay! The green beam connects up to 4 roads that connect this build up to the rest of the base. Here is the setup area where I was staying organized, and the shadow that this build casted is now lit up with torches and sea lanterns. The storage room that I have been using since episode 26 has been emptied. This is now going to be purely a decorative build, but I did keep the functionality of the item sorters. Next to this build, the storage room, there is this build, the rainbow dye supply. I built it close to the storage room because I knew I would always be coming over here. This build is now purely decorative. I moved all of the dyes all the way over there into the storage HQ. There's a new quick manual sugarcane farm over here. I put some powered rails on this ego ring of the mind blown statue, and this is glitched, but hey, it works. This was my first guardian farm, and here is my second guardian farm. It's much more optimized for my needs. There are prismarine crystals on this side and prismarine shards on this side. There's 2 item sorters for those 2 items I'm collecting. Anything extra that I'm not trying to collect, like raw cod, it just gets dropped into lava down there. Here's a view of the farm, and this was just a fun little thing. I dropped 30 layers of sand on an ocean monument, and that's everything. The block of the day for this episode is going to be a chest. Now, you can't put ladders on chests. I'm gonna try something like this. Next episode, I'll have to use a block like that, put a ladder on that one, put a block there, trapdoor there, break that block, and a ladder there. Can I go up? Yes. Yeah. That's episode 76. Cross-reference that one.